Well there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Another glorious day here in Canterbury. As you can see, the mountains have been topped off with snow, and that is because we got another 10 mils of rain. And honestly, with the amount of water that was sitting on top of the ground, you would have thought that we got 50 or 60 mils of rain, because our soil is that topped up and the stale water level in the ground is that topped up that you would have thought we had about 50 odd mils. Oh, you hear that? Starling season already. That bird must have just been starting to make its own home. Well guys, while I let that thing warm up, I may as well explain to you guys what we want to get done today. So hopefully I'll have that big hunk of steel there on the big tractor and get a few hectares done. I don't know how it's going to go, because that rain with frost on the last couple of mornings has left the top of the paddock, or top of the soil, just a little bit slimy. But just checking it over, it actually looks in good nick. The points here have still got quite a wee way to go. And of course it's always the front ones that wear out first, but they're looking pretty good themselves. Now since filming last week, we haven't really done a lot, because we had the 3 days of rain, which actually only totaled the 10 mils I just talked about. We haven't got a lot done. We took it easy because we had been going absolute gangbusters for a fortnight to 10 days. And so you just got to take it easy while you can, and that's what we did. But since then we've washed the tractors, given them a little service, fixed up a couple of things here and there, fixed up the machines. Now the drill. Of course we were having problems with the drill, and it was identified as this metering device that sat here. Looks exactly like that one across there, but it sat here. So what has happened to that is the bearing, one of the bearings has collapsed. It has gone to Ashburton, to a business in there. They have really not wanted to see it at all, but they put us onto a guy in Winton down in Southland. And so like you'd imagine, it's going down there to be repaired, and hopefully we'll get it back soon, because we're wanting to get grass in the ground, but before that the rest of the barley in the ground. What you got here, Mitchell? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have bought a rake. We bought this rake from a auction. It was heavily damaged. After checking it out and everything that was wrong with it, we decided that, yep, we'll buy it and we'll do it up. And we'll do it up, and knowing that it all works well and goes well, and everything that needed to be replaced has been replaced. Because as you can see, there's actually quite a lot here that needs to be worked on and replaced. Even though it has been neglected, I can still see some good in it, and it will work for us quite well. So we obviously got it quite cheap. Why don't we just buy a good second-hand one rather than this one? Well, the purchase price was that cheap, and all of the components that need fixing on it are tax deductible. And of course it's red, so it means it's quite a good purchase for us, really. So I just got to wait for this to fill. But of course, we better go check the ground that I'll be working on. So when I'm digging this wee hole in the ground, I'm not really looking exactly at the soil and its moisture. I'm really looking at the spade and how much soil is sticking to that. And it's actually not looking too bad. The last couple of days, as I've said, we've had good frosts, but also we've had this little wind coming from the northwest, haven't we, Millie? High five. So I'm thinking it's worth it. I think we get the big girl out with the plough, we have some fun. Now that setup there is a lot cheaper to run than this plough. So you're probably wondering, why do we use it? And why do we have it? A lot of people have sold their ploughs and bought machines such as Sumos, Simbas, Pass, multi-tillers, top downs, whatever you want to call them. And well, we simply keep our plough because, well, there's a place in our rotation for the plough. It is simply before fodder beat, ploughing out of grass into fodder beat, of course, or it's ploughing out of oats that have just been fed off, like so that paddock I just checked, and into grass. Well, because I've switched from that machine over to the plough, now I've got to change over those hydraulic settings on the computer. And it's lucky that we kept these settings on an old farm map, because I'd never remember to pump 3 seconds at 13%, would I? Now I'm just looking at the edge of the paddock to see what side we started ploughing from on the last time we ploughed in this paddock. And as you can see, we've left the finishes pretty damn good. So there's no real way of telling which way we ploughed last. But luckily we've got an app that every activity on our farm goes into. This is not only for a farm environment plan, but this is for us to keep record of what we're doing and where we're going in the future. So hopefully you guys can see there, we've got the paddocks there. Now we're in paddock F. Now if we go over here, fodder beat would have been the last time we ploughed, like I've been saying. See all of this: spray, fertilizer application, irrigation, 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 fertilizer, spray, irrigation, all being kept logged here. But what I'm looking for is cultivation, then fertilizer, cultivation is what I'm looking for. Is even earlier than all of this, and there it is right there. Ah, there we go, plow. Now look, let's go across to notes, east to west. So last time this paddock was ploughed, it was on the east side, and then we slowly moved our way to the west. Of course we were going up and down the paddock in a north and south direction. As you guys can see there, the moisture is up a wee bit because the dirt or topsoil is sticking to the boards a wee bit. But as those don't scratch past the boards, they should hopefully stay clean. Because of course, we really want to keep going. We want to have this grass growing because our temperatures are starting to warm up. Well guys, as you can see over there, the sun is slowly going down. Now that brings a close to yet another episode. And thank you very much guys for watching. I'm just going to clean these boards off, then go and top the diesel tank up in the tractor, of course. Stops the condensation within the tank overnight. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I hope you guys have learned something and have some appreciation for what we do here in the agriculture industry. Anyway guys, stay safe out there. We'll see you on the next one.